Welcome to Thriving in Multifamily, a visionary podcast brought to you by the Multifamily Media Network. Join in as we explore motivation, inspiration, and engage in thought-provoking conversations. We provide actionable ideas to help you establish a solid foundation to achieve your career goals. I am your host, Lacey Daniels, and I'm excited to bring you inspiring stories that will empower you to reach your full potential. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Thriving in Multifamily and in Life. And I am here with Dana Pate as my guest. And my name is Lacey Daniels as your host. She is with Stitch Marketing, and we are going to dive into all good things today, get to know her, what inspires her, but at the same time, what does empower her mean as well. So I am so excited to have her on my podcast. Welcome, Dana.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome. I am equally excited to be here this morning.
Yes. It's always fun when I get the opportunity to just meet new guests and have them on here and just really share their story. But let me give you a little intro of who this wonderful young lady is. Dana is the founder and CEO of Stitch Marketing, a consultant tailor-made for the multifamily industry. Her journey started in leasing, blowing up balloons and hosting Wind Down Wednesdays. I can go for that. And has grown into leading national marketing initiatives, building multi-million-dollar teams and building companies, with weaving strategy, creativity, result to everything they do. That was a tongue twister.
Sorry about that. It looks different on paper. Then you all of a sudden have to put the words to the page and you're like, can we just cut that, back that out?
Yeah, let's back that up. It's like, let's go back to she hosting Wind Down Wednesdays, has grown into leading national marketing initiatives, building multi-billion-dollar teams, and helping companies weave strategy, creativity, and results into everything you do. Let's get into and inspire her as a leader, her experience attending the Empower Her conference, and lessons she's learned along the way, all the while keeping it fun, relatable, and real. I love that. So stick around because we will definitely have a rapid fire question at the end. And trust me, you do not want to miss it. All right, there you go. Welcome again.
Thank you. I sound amazing. Can you just follow me around or at least tell my husband these facts? I think he still thinks I play on Facebook all day. And I would appreciate a little bit of that in my day-to-day at home.
Well, it is an amazing, you've done a lot, you've accomplished a lot. That's inspiring in itself when it comes to just women or just in leadership. And, I like to give those accolades and give your flowers. I always say, just congratulations on that. So
I love it. I'll take the snaps. I'm a snapper.
The snappers, yes. Are you on TikTok or do you follow TikTok or go on TikTok?
I was, and I had to remove it because it was taking up way too much of my precious time. But I'm the millennial that watches TikTok on Instagram. So I definitely still get all of the references. So you can level with me. Yeah, hit me.
Okay. Awesome. So you know how you snap. I said, the little pinch things that they do now. Yes, you got it.
I know my nails aren't long enough to do that appropriately. I'm trying.
Oh my God, I love that. But let's go ahead and dive into it. So from being a senior VP of marketing to founding Stitch Marketing, what inspired you to just make that leap?
Yeah, I think you're starting strong, Lacey, with the questions. And I'm trying to think, do I give you the pageant queen answer or the real one, right?
I want the real one.
Okay, you want the real one. I'll give you the real one. I think, honestly, it was equal parts bravery, burnout, and boredom. I was with one company for a majority of my career, almost 12 years. And I'd climbed the ladder. I checked all the corporate boxes. I built a really large team, helped scale the firm and establish a really national brand, things that I'm all still very proud of to this day. But I still found myself at the time wondering, is this it? I have on paper everything that I've ever wanted. I have the title, I have the team, I have the salary, I've got a seat at the table, but something just was off. And so I pretended to not hear that voice for a very long time, but eventually it went out and I just couldn't ignore this itch. And at the end of the day, I knew that I would rather live with the regret of jumping and it not working out and
Yeah.
having to crawl back to corporate, right? Than to never try in the first place. And
Yeah.
so that's essentially what I did almost, I think it's been about a year and a half, almost
Yeah.
18 months now of
Wow.
this journey. And it's been an amazing one, an
Yeah.
amazing one.
Oh, that's so awesome. Sometimes you just gotta take that leap, right? It's that
Yeah.
faith, and sometimes it will grow in the back and gnaw, and we all know what those voices are and
Yes.
what that feeling is, and if we don't take those leaps and see, I can completely relate to that. When you jump, you jump. And at the
Yes.
end of the day, if if it doesn't work out the way you want it, you still jumped and you still grown and you still got to elevate and do what you love. So I love that you took that leap and you listen. Because if not, you're like holding yourself in a box, and I'm so not
Yes,
this person.
very much so. And it's amazing how, when you're, in that space at work, that also bleeds into your personal life too. And so I just felt like I was in that rut. But again,
Mhm.
on paper and on social media, everything looked amazing. But there was
Yeah,
just something
yeah,
to use your words, Lucy, like there was something gnawing. And
yeah.
at some point you just have to answer it.
You do, you do. And you
Mhm.
know what? You're not the only one. There's so many individuals out there in this world that hear it and they know it. It's just they're scared to do it and not have the
Yes.
faith to do it or just step out and do it. And so I admire anyone that has the courage because it's courage and at any
Yes.
day to get out there and do it because you just don't know. And so at the end of the day, that's awesome. And to do it. And you can inspire someone else out there for sure. So
Mhm.
you experienced both the property floor and national conference stages. Now, how does that range your shape of leadership style?
Yeah. I mean, that's a great question. I think it definitely keeps me grounded, for one.
Mhm.
I was always and still am the kind of leader that would never ask my team or a client to do something that I wouldn't or haven't done myself first.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that really stems from how I was brought up in the industry. My
yeah,
very first conventional property, I had an amazing manager, Melissa White, who I'm still very close with today. And she's been just a huge advocate and support system for me. But she would be the very first one to blow up balloons in the office if we were, the leasing associates were doing something else, or she would wipe down windows if we had
yeah,
an owner visit coming, or answer the phone to help a prospect, like truly leading by example. And so
yeah.
watching her showed me a lot about that leadership isn't a title on your name tag. It's about like really rolling up your sleeves and showing your team that you're in it with them, but that you also
Mhm,
understand
mhm.
where they're coming from.
Yeah,
Like again, in stitched marketing, I have a lot of projects where I go on site and I help developers and owners figure out, okay, why have we stalled out on this lease up? What's going on that's stagnant? How can we move the needle in terms of rents and performance? And a lot of that encouragement that I bring to the teams has to do with, hey, I know you have a lot going on. I know there's a lot of tech that's being rolled out to you. I know that the phones still need to be answered, even if you have AI picking it up on the other side. There's a lot happening. And there's also residents coming in to pick up packages. There's prospects, there's
yeah,
vendors that are coming in and out and whatnot. There's a lot happening here. And it's in that chaos that we just have to streamline. What are the priorities? What are the things that are really going to move the needle in the
mhm.
right direction? And it's really about leading and relating with empathy rather than ego.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love how you
Mhm.
put that all together because you have it's so many different areas of work. There's so much going on that it could be
Yes,
very chaotic. And as a leader, we have to show by example, but we also have to understand that there is those strategies of empathy and making sure things are placed in line and the priorities, everything that goes with that. So I love how
absolutely.
you mentioned that because I think empathy is so important. I think it's we lot or part of me feels like we're losing a lot of that because it's so business minded and I get it. You have to make the bottom dollar, bottom line,
Mhm.
but we forget about how we come across towards teams and lead like
Absolutely. Well, I think too, empathy as a word and as a phrase and as a emotion gets a bad rap for being weak.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
vulnerability is not strength and strong
yeah.
and confident. When
Mhm.
I think that's where, we're going to be chatting a lot about the Empower event and women's events and whatnot. And
Mhm.
that's, I think, what women can bring to the table
Yeah.
is leading with a little bit more heart and emotion and understanding that, hey, if someone's not performing, whether
Yeah.
that's on site or in the corporate office, there might be something else happening there. It might not be because they aren't smart or they aren't driven and they don't
Yeah.
want to be motivated in that sense. Maybe there's something else layering in there, or
Yeah.
maybe it is job fit, but there is like that additional question. And I think it's
Yeah.
really important. The best leaders that I've ever worked with are the ones that ask that follow-up question. They
Yeah.
don't just take
Yeah.
things at face value. And so that's something that I definitely try and live with
Yeah.
in my practice as well.
I love that. I couldn't agree with you more, 100%. So who has been your biggest influence or mentor?
Ooh, I mean, that's a really loaded question. I think my biggest influence comes a lot from my home, whether that
Okay.
was my mom growing up. She was a homemaker and she was always around, but she
Yeah.
also showed me that strength doesn't always look like a microphone or like a corner office, right? Like she
No?
wasn't putting on suits and going to work every day. Like she did that
Yeah.
before I was born, but the second I was born, like her priority was at home and for her
Mhm.
family and to support us. And I think that that quiet consistency, really just
Mhm.
showing up for your family every
Yeah.
single day is one thing that influences me to, although I'm very much not a stay-at-home mom, maternity leave is very hard for me. God bless everyone that can do that
Yes.
for 24 hours a day. That is not my path. But I think there are aspects to seeing her do that and being fulfilled by that as well.
Yeah.
In that same realm, I'm very influenced by my friends. I have an incredible core group of really
That's
strong,
good.
incredible women who are all thriving in their own respective careers, but they're
Mhm.
also raising families, they're being wives, they're prioritizing travel and, you know, all the aspects that we want. And so
Yeah.
I think seeing them be able to do it reminds me that success isn't an either or. You don't have to
Yeah.
just be a mom or just be a professional.
Exactly.
You can be both, and it's messy a
Yeah.
lot of those times, but it's real and it's also very magical. And so supporting, I think, from my home base, but then also my friend group is something that
Yeah.
I'm overall influenced by. Thinking through the multifamily industry in particular and why, like, I will never leave. I've just had some
Yeah.
really incredible women light the way, and that still to this day are people that I can shoot a text message to. I can call, you know, any time of day or night, and I know that they're gonna be there to give me the most unfiltered, real advice. The first person that comes to mind is Virginia Love. Do you know
Okay.
her?
No, I do not.
You
And,
would know her if
maybe
you knew her.
yeah, maybe if I seen her face, I'm really good at faces.
Yes, no, she is incredible. She's based here in Atlanta. She's a principal at Entrada, and she showed me that you could be funny or even sarcastic in a professional space and still be very respected as long
Yeah.
as you have the numbers behind the narrative to back it up.
Oh,
Like
okay.
very personable, very like she is one of a kind, very unique. And I've always said, and I'll still say that I want to be her whenever I grow up, or at the very least, like feel the confidence to rock a red lip. You would again know her if you saw her. But she's just incredible. Tracy Bowers is also someone that I have to give a great nod to. I essentially spent all of my 20s and early 30s working under her leadership. So
Yeah.
she has this incredible ability to slow down while running really fast. So when I mentioned earlier about like that follow-up question about understanding empathy and why people are the way that they
Mhm.
are and what's going on in their lives, like she is the epitome of this. And I really respect that because I just like my mother and her, homemaker skills. I am not that person naturally. I really have to be intentional with asking those follow-up questions.
Yeah.
It's not a skill set. Like I am an Enneagram 3, true and true. And I am a like, let's check this off the list. Let's accomplish this. Let's get to the finish line. What's next? And
Yeah.
she puts the people before the processes. And I think
Yeah.
having that leadership style helped me kind of calm down a little bit. And it's
Mhm.
like, it's not about winning every race. It's about the people that you're winning
Yeah.
together with.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's obviously another one. I mean, I can keep going on. I mean, Dr. Debbie Phillips is another one. If you have
Yes.
not been around her, she is just a contagious enthusiasm with her Winning Wednesdays. And like, she's just so genuine with her
Yeah.
support. It's that like, thoughtfulness of, she's a very busy woman. Like
Mhm.
she is in a different city every single day. Like she has a husband, she has an amazing daughter, like she has a great like career and friend group, but she always makes time and
Yeah.
she will see things out and about and she'll just shoot me a text message that she's thinking of me or, and she does that to everybody. It's not
Yeah.
just like unique to me. And the fact that she can make such an impact with again, just her presence is
Mhm.
something that I really am fond of, and definitely see her as a mentor, one of the first people I
Yeah.
called. And I would be remiss to not mention Leslie Mathis as someone. I mean, she's the one that brought us together here today, Lisi. And she was one of the very first people I actually reached out whenever I was thinking about making the leap from my corporate role to stitch
Okay.
marketing, because I had seen her grow Streamline over the
Yeah.
years. And even with the Empower event too, like, it's just a continuous reminder to never settle, that she always wants to push herself, always giving back and keeping her purpose in the
Mhm.
in the light there. Those are all incredible people. I mean, again, I can go on and on and on about just the people that inspire me, but those are some big
Yeah.
personalities that have helped me get where I am.
No, that is amazing to have such strong women, powerful women in your core group
Yes.
to really help develop, but then also have that other side of your friendships, of your friends in that core to help pour back into you. I think every person needs a core set of individuals that's going to
Yes.
help them elevate in so many different directions, whether, within your life, within your journey, and just being there for you. And so to have that is it's a blessing because not so many people have that core group like that, and they keep it positive but also steer you like, no, you're not going not that way.
Yes.
I have those friends. I have a friend every day. I talk to her and we talk about life, and then I'll be saying something and she'll turn around, she'll look at me and she'll be like, nah, you're not gonna do that, you're not gonna do that, Lucy. And
I love it.
I'll be like, all right, why is she calling me out on that?
I love it, but you have to have people that see you for who you are and also
Yeah.
understand where you want to be. So again,
Yes.
being vulnerable and then saying, "Hey, like, I know that you really want to do this, but I don't think
Mhm.
that's in alignment and that's going to help you get where you're going to
Yeah.
go." Or just thinking about it from a different perspective of, "Hey, I know you thought that meeting went really well, but
Yeah.
this is what I took away from it, and I think if you
Yeah.
just make these few tweaks the next time you do a presentation, that
Yeah.
it would come across much more confident and you would get the overwhelming response that you wanted coming out of that." And that's where it's
Exactly.
those little adjustments along the way that
Yeah.
help you become just a stronger person. And then you can, again, help others as
Yeah.
well. I try and do that in everything I do too, in terms of any like contractors that I work with, or again, any clients that are my point of contact, or other
Yeah.
marketing teams that I'm mentoring as they're kind of establishing their overarching
Mhm.
strategy. It's really about, giving back what I continue to get from those
Yeah.
same people.
But that's so important. That's how you build those
Mhm.
relationships. That's how that networking is. And they help you when it comes to that and building that. So when you're faced with tough decisions, where do you draw your guidance or inspiration? And I kind of feel like I may know a little bit, but
Yeah,
you
I'm sure. I'm pretty basic in a lot of ways, and I'll even give you a cliche response. I believe that everything happens for a reason.
know I
Uh,
say the same thing.
Everything happens for a reason. It's just a more optimistic approach to dealing with the detours in life, because
Yeah.
I it's always about learning something like
Yeah.
that you wouldn't have otherwise. So if let's say a potential client like asks me for a dozen calls and a dozen proposals and then like totally ghosts me, which happens,
Mm.
right? Like,
Mhm.
it's their loss at the end of the day. And now guess what? I have a dozen templates that I can use to
Yeah.
base future conversations on if anyone were to approach me for a similar project, or
Yeah.
if a pitch goes the wrong way. Like, I remember when I was at my prior company, we would be obviously really beat up on ourselves. Like, oh, we really wanted that fancy luxury high rise class A property, right? But then later that afternoon, we would find out that we got awarded a full portfolio. And now,
See?
guess what? We have the capacity to deliver on that. And we wouldn't have if we stretched ourselves too thin and got that other deal. So
Yeah.
I always think back to those moments like that were challenging, but that it ended up working out.
Yeah.
And I lean into the people that are closest to me whenever
Yeah.
I have those tough decisions too. So going back to like between my mentors and my friends and my
Yeah.
family, but like my husband is my rock. I give him a lot
Um,
of crap, but he is like my person. And he gets a ton of texts that are just like, don't freak out, but like,
yeah.
what do you think about this? And he's my sounding board and my
Um,
voice of reason for a lot of things when I'm like spinning 100 miles an hour.
yeah.
And so it's just, again, that additional support system, that perspective that
Yeah.
when things feel really massive, like, oh my gosh, this is the end of the world, it's really
Mhm.
just a page in one chapter that
Yes.
is a 5-part book series. Like,
That's
this is
all. That's all.
nothing
Yeah.
compared to anything else. And so I think just again, reminding yourself that, but also having other people that are willing to remind
Yeah.
you as well helps, figure out those tough pieces.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's one of those things like I want to touch back to what you were saying. It's like, I always look at it, rejections or anything that don't go the way you want it to, all that's doing is setting you up for a redirection. Something
Yes.
that's going to really happen that's going to be for the best. Yes. I think I've learned here in my journey and stepping out and doing my own thing, many
Mhm.
obstacles, many rejections, but it's always something that's planning out to be the better for you. And so I always try to tell
Absolutely.
people I come across, keep that in mind when you're on a journey of doing and building that things may not always go the way you want or things may not always be. And sometimes that just means that something bigger and better is made for you. So,
Absolutely.
I always keep that. And I think you have that stronghold of support to help you keep that because I'm gonna tell you, stepping out on your own and doing your own thing is not for the weak. It's not for the weak.
Yes. Yes, it is not for the weak. Well, even the phrase like stepping out on your own, I've reflected a lot on that lately because again, I'm having a lot of conversations and I'm seeing other people that
Mhm.
help me get here. And even like my team, yes, I am, the only one on payroll here at Stitch Marketing, but that doesn't mean that I am on my own. And so
Yeah.
that I think also that mentality of we're in it together. And when I was taking that leap, I knew that if I were to fail, there would be people there to catch me. Like,
Yeah.
there was always a safety net of someone was gonna hire me, someone was gonna give me a chance to do a project here and there until I got back on my feet. And so again, I think just reminding yourself that, you know,
Yeah.
it will get better
Yeah.
and there are other opportunities. And that to your point, Lacey, like this is just preparing you for something bigger.
That's it.
Any of the struggles that I felt whenever I was at my last position and kind of like, again, just feeling like the fit wasn't right, those experiences and those projects that I worked over the course of, those
Mhm.
last couple of years helped me figure out that this was the direction I wanted to go in. And if I didn't have those struggles or challenges and, 6 layers of approval to get like a tagline done, right? Then I might have stayed. If things were going that amazing, I might have stayed and
Yeah.
I might have been happy, but would I have been happier?
Yeah.
Probably not. So
Yeah.
I almost like needed to get pushed out of the nest a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think back to those all the time. Again, very challenging period of life, but it all worked out.
Yeah. Those would be like your good things to keep in mind as your mantras, right? Your philosophy. Like
Yes.
what is my new mantra? What is Dana's mantra when it comes into something that you say to yourself, like this is what it is every single day to keep yourself reminded of the vision that you're trying to push through.
Yeah. Well, there's a Dolly Parton quote. I mean, there's a lot of Dolly Parton quotes. I even have her book. Look in my background. I love her and that hair. But one that really resonates with me is don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life.
Ooh.
Right? Like snaps for
Tag
that.
it. I love that. I
And
love
like
that.
I can also say this with like extra conviction because I just got back from Dollywood this
Okay.
past weekend with my family. So I am like in my full Dolly life, like hence the pink. I should have worn some rhinestones or something.
Yes.
But it's so true. Like again, it's so easy to get caught up in the chaos, like the occupancy goals, the conference circuit, the next
Yes.
LinkedIn post. But if you're not making space for your people and your passions and yeah,
Yeah.
like a little fun, then what's the
Yeah.
point? Like, why are we running so fast to do and accomplish all of these things? And again, as someone who loves a good checklist, I like to check off my
Yeah.
goals. But at the end of the day, like if I'm not traveling and spending time with my family and, really
Yeah.
enjoying what I'm doing and with the people
Yeah.
I'm doing it with, then, what's the point?
Yeah, no, I agree with you on a couple of things on that. It's almost like you have to love what you do and have the passion to drive, right? But you
Mhm.
also have to make sure you stay present in the moment of who is in front of you because
Yep.
time does go by fast. We live in a world of fast pace and we have to know that we don't always have to make our goals according to what social media and out their world
Yes.
is. We need to take it day by day and live in your own pace of your own journey, because you're
Mhm.
going to get there, and set those little nuggets of those goals for yourself. For sure on that end. And I love Dolly Partner. I definitely loved her in 9 to 5. Okay.
Yes! I love it. The new Trolls movie, that 9 to 5 song that they did in there,
Yes.
like, it was playing all over my house when that came out. I was like, "We're in it, girl. I get it."
So let's talk about Empower Her. I'm excited that we are going to be attending. And I get to meet you in person, but what does empower mean to you? Because this is not your first time attending the conference.
No.
So I'm really excited just to get your take on it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites, and I'm glad we were talking about Dolly Parton. I almost forgot it's in Austin, Texas, so I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna be rocking some glitter boots for
There you
sure.
go, girl.
Yeah, you'll see me for sure. I think what makes this is my 3rd Empower, so I have been to all of them. I am an
Okay.
OG. So, no big deal, but junior over
She's
here.
like, I'm
Yeah, I
seasoned.
just want to
Yeah.
let you know who I am. I have my spot up front. But
You
what
have a
draws
badge
me,
that says I am a veteran. Okay.
yes, like just important, a veteran, right?
I
I
love
mean, what
it.
draws me here year after year is really just the energy.
Yeah.
Like running a business, juggling clients, being a wife and a mom and a friend, it's all very rewarding, but it can also drain your battery, right?
Yeah.
And so I love that Empower offers a space that feels different than the typical industry event. A lot of those industry events, it's very beneficial. It's about deal making, data points,
Yes.
like prop tech. It's a lot of big words and fancy spreadsheets and good conversations, all important things to, be mindful of as we continue to scale and adapt to the
Yeah.
world that we're living in. But this is a conference that's unapologetically focused on women. And it's not about competition. It's not about, trying to prove ourselves in a room full of a lot of blue blazers with Columbia degrees. Like, it's really about like learning from each other and our experiences, meeting new people that can help you along your way,
Yeah.
or that might know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. And the networking that's there
Yeah.
is just unparalleled because it is a more intimate experience too. It's not
Yeah.
a huge Vegas trade show floor where there's 15 different dinners and everyone's splitting up and whatnot. We're all together and we walk away with a lot of ideas and the confidence to
Yeah.
implement them. So it's not
Hmm.
just, again, wordsmithing fluff. It's
I love how you say
tangible
that.
relationships. Yeah, I mean, but that's what it is. Like, and I say that because I'm on stage at a lot of these conferences saying those things, right? And so this feels like a very real and authentic conference. And so that's one thing that I love about it
Right.
and will
Yeah.
continue to keep coming back to because of
Yeah.
it.
No, that's amazing. I think that's one thing that was one of my big takeaways of just women in general getting together, really learning
Mhm.
from one another, really growing, really gaining insights, but just being there to like kind of like almost pour in. And it just seems like such an intimate setting.
Yes.
That's what Empower Her is about. And it's not just for women, it can be for for males. It's like empowering us individuals to be able to be in these leadership roles, but not to really bring some more depth to it, right?
Yes.
And I think that's the most important part about it.
Yes. Well, it's also about bringing your personality to the table,
Yeah.
like, and
Yeah.
just like, because every single one of us is so unique in our own ways. Like, yes, there are similar aspects to
Yeah.
our styles and our, successes and whatnot, but everyone has like that little spark. And so it's about figuring out what that is and then
Yeah.
amplifying it and being
Yeah.
supportive with others
Yeah.
around you. And again, it's just giving you that reset button because that
Ah,
energy, the day to day can just be
yes.
so much and you can get yourself, into a rut. And so this gives me a little bit more inspiration, more creativity, and
Yeah.
again, that confidence to go out to
Yeah.
get back to work the next day and really
Yeah.
bring something new.
I love that. That kind of goes into when you're in a room full of women, right? A powerful leaders or in general, and that energy you can just walk in and feel that energy shift, right?
Yes.
You're like, yes, we're gonna be here, we're gonna have some fun. And
Yep.
then you're just learning from one another. And I think that's the excitement of it. And speaking with Leslie about it, I'm like even more pumped. So I'm
I love
excited.
it. Let's go.
We're there, right?
I
And
love it.
even
We're there.
with our sparkly boots, and we'll be ready.
That's right. That's right.
We'll be first timer. You'll be seasoned. Hey, we got you.
There's plenty of room for more.
I love that. Oh my gosh, this has been such a really good conversation. But I do want to ask you, what's one key takeaway or piece of inspiration you hope women listening will carry forward when it comes to the Empower Her experience, or just in life to take away from?
Just in general. Yeah. I think some of the best moments of my career, or really in my life, have come from speaking up or saying yes before I felt ready. Because chances are, and I've had friends tell me this whenever I was thinking about, jumping to a new career path. I've had my mom tell me this when I was thinking about having kids, right? Like you're never really ready, but chances are you'll never be ready, but you're ready enough. And that alone should be enough. And so I think, again, like the core of having a strong support group, and if you have not found your tribe, find it. Make that your priority, because those are the people that are going to call you out when you're doing something crazy. They're going to be the people that cheer you on when you need a little bit of a push, some momentum. And they're going to be the people that are essentially helping you level up, because you're all going to rise together in that respect. And so find that tribe and hold on to them for dear life, because they're the only reason I am where I am. And I hope that I'm one of the, people in someone else's tribe that's encouraging them to also be better.
Oh, I'm sure you are. I am definitely 100% positive you are. And it's amazing. And it's the truth. Have that tribe. That tribe is your most important support. And we need that. It's so important to do that. And if you don't have no one, in a tribe, hey, reach out. We got you, right?
Yes, we got you. Come to Empower. Find your people there.
Well, right?
I swear, some of these conferences, whenever I first started in the industry, my very first conference, I was sent by myself to represent my company. So I am like 23. I am going to a new study. I think it was one of my very first plane trips, probably. I was so naive going into that. And I sat at a round table and I met Michelle Wood, who has turned out to be one of my best friends inside and outside of the industry, because we were both there by ourselves and we were both like, hey, do you want to hang out later? We connected at that table and that experience. And so I think putting yourself out there and again, saying yes to new experiences. You don't need a tribe of 27 people. It's not about the size of your tribe. You just need one person that can know the authentic you and can push you and can help you in carving out that path, or just bounce some ideas off of.
Yeah. I agree with you. Well, it's almost that time to do some rapid fire questioning.
Nervous about this part. I don't know what you're going to.
I promise you, it won't be so scary. I love this.
Okay, good.
It's one of the funnest part of it, but it kind of gets a little insight. So are you ready? I won't time you. It's not like a time.
I feel ready. Should I stretch first? All right. I think I'm good. I'm good.
We got this. We're moving along.
Let's do it.
All right. First one. Here we go. And it's an easy one. Coffee or tea to start your day?
Coffee. Black coffee.
Really? No sugar? No nothing?
No, nothing. I don't need any extra sugar. I just need just straight black coffee in my veins immediately.
Oh, gosh.
Yep.
You go, girl.
I got my cup. I have a little heater.
I like your coffee cup. That is so cute.
Of course, that has to match my aesthetic, right? But no, I have my little heater pad because I love coffee, but I drink coffee from probably 8 a.m. to 12, and it's usually the same cup. So I just like having a little sips. I like the comfort of it. I like to hold the mug. But but black coffee for sure.
It's a great conversation starter, right? Let's start. I love that. Okay, awesome. All right. One book, podcast, or show that inspires you recently.
Ooh, I am a huge fan of Guy Raz and How I Built This. Are you familiar with it's an NPR podcast? I think there's actually a book he wrote as well, but it's all about him interviewing entrepreneurs from all facets of life. So some companies you've never heard of, but some huge groups. And he has a way of telling their story and bringing out, similar to you, Lucy, some of those vulnerable aspects about how they got where they are, really digging into what motivates them and the pivots and the perils that kind of help them get to where they are today. And I just think it's a really great point of inspiration when I am either stuck in a rut or not sure if I'm doing the right thing. It's something that I put on and I'm like, oh, well, if they can do it, I can do it. Other people are going through very similar things, and it's one of my go-tos for sure.
I love that.
And if I could give you a non-professional answer.
Yeah.
Anything true crime. I am a junkie. I am a very basic girl in that sense. So my favorite murder, my favorite podcast, like it's.
I'm laughing at that because my mother is the biggest true crime and always watching these stories. And I'm like,
yes.
What's going on with you? What's wrong?
Listen, I don't watch the news. So this is like this is my outlet. Again, it's helpful to know that things could always be worse.
Exactly. That's true. That's true. Perspectively, you're like, okay. I know. No, I'll get nervous. I'm such a scaredy cat on certain things. That's awesome. Okay, here's another fun one. What is your go-to song in the car when you need to get motivated?
Ooh, I think if you had asked me this question like 2 or 3 months ago, it'd probably be a very different answer. Today, it is 1000% K-pop Demon Hunters. Anything Huntrix. Are you familiar with the Netflix show? You're giving me a look.
No, what is it?
Oh my gosh, Lacey. How?
Okay, I gotta go look for it.
K-pop Demon Hunters has taken over my house. I'm literally in the middle of planning my daughter's K-pop Demon Hunter's birthday as well. It's like Netflix's #1 animated movie. The songs are bangers. Every single song is so good. And I went into this with zero expectation. I was like, anime, like songs, like what? It's like kids, for kids, isn't all. It's so good. They have one song called Idol, and then there's another Golden. I just played the soundtrack nonstop. Like I'm in the carpool line and we're listening to it to get everyone pumped for the day. And they get out of the car and I'm still listening to it.
Okay, I'm going to have to Google it or look it up because I'm curious.
It is so good. I cannot. I'm so glad that I could give that gift to you today.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Because I need some information of that. I'm going to take it. All right. Best piece of advice you've ever received?
Ooh, best piece of advice. Honestly, it's probably to slow down.
Okay.
I move very fast. I talk a lot with my hands. I'm from New York originally, so I think it is just part of like that culture of like get out of the way, let's go, right? And so I remember, and I've gotten this advice from different people along the way. So it's not even just one person where it's just like, it's okay if it's not perfect, and it's okay if you just need to like get things done, but you can't run over people on your way to where you're going. Yeah. And also the slow down piece is about being a little bit more thoughtful and intentional, because I would very much say yes to everything. I was always the person growing up. I got a job at 15. I graduated college in 3 years. I bought a house at 22. Like I wanted to be an adult so badly. Yeah. And slowing down, if someone would have given me that advice when I was younger, would have, I think, helped me just to be a kid a little bit. Like run away to PCB for spring break. Like don't pick up that extra shift at Outback Steakhouse. Like so the money will come, the experiences will come. And so that's something that I continue to tell myself whenever I am like in the trenches. If I've had a really long day, if I have call after call or project kind of stacked up, I'm just like, just take a breather, brew another cup of coffee, go sit outside.
Yes.
Just sit there for 5 minutes. Nothing's going to happen in 5 minutes. So take your break, slow down, recenter, and then get back to it.
That's actually really good. I can see fast paced and moving, especially from New York. And if you grew up at such a young age starting work, that's where your mindset is at. It's to go.
Very much so.
So, okay, couple more rapid fires because these are so fun. If you weren't in marketing, what career do you think you would be doing?
Oh, that's a good one. I think I would be in probably film of some kind, whether it would be directing or screenwriting, or there would definitely be that creative element, but I've always loved cinema and entertainment. Yeah. And I think that industry is very similar to multifamily, and at least what I'm doing today, because it is like there's a level of logistics and project management balanced with creativity and making people feel something at the end of the day. And so I think I would definitely be in movies in some capacity, but I could never live in LA. So I would, I can't do it. I love probably every other city in California, but LA, and maybe it's like when I go there, I'm doing the very like stereotypical Rodeo Drive and Beverly Hills Hotel. And like, I'm just like, I don't like this. Like, I feel like I need to get a lot of plastic surgery when I'm there. It's just not good for anyone. So I could never live out there, but I do love and admire just the film industry in general. And so being able to do like, you know, lifestyle video shoots for property or photography, you know, for websites, like it kind of like leans into that a little bit too. So it's a nice blend for sure.
It is. It kind of goes hand in hand. So that is true. That's awesome. You know, I like that. So, and then last one, favorite unplug and recharge.
Favorite way to unplug and recharge. Probably listening to an audiobook or reading my Kindle with just like whatever Reese Witherspoon tells me to read. I'm a big fan of her book club. And so I think that disconnect of like picking up a book that has nothing to do with work, that has like its own creative story that you can get lost in, and pouring a really nice big glass of red wine and like a really nice cup too. I'm all about between my coffee cups and my wine glasses.
It is. It's all the aesthetic. It's
all the aesthetic, and it just makes me feel like I've got my Kindle in one hand, I've got my wine in the other. You know, my kids are hopefully in bed or quietly watching TV with my husband. I just like zone out and get lost in that story. That's honestly just taking it, like putting my phone far away from me. So it's not right by me. I don't have an Apple Watch for that reason. I don't want to be connected all the time. And so it's very intentional in that respect.
Wow. You definitely give me Reese Witherspoon vibes. I will now now that you sit there and see it, like now I'm looking and thinking about it. Yeah, I can definitely see that. And even in film, I can definitely see that with film and in production of that, you definitely give me those vibes on that. So
did we just become best friends?
We did. Here we go. When I see you at the conference, we're gonna make sure we have a nice glass of wine with the nice little
absolutely. Absolutely. That glitter boot. Listening to Dolly.
I love it. Well, Dana, this has been such an amazing conversation, and you have accomplished so much within your career, and I only wish you more success as you continue to grow Stitch Marketing and how that builds out, and, you know, and keeping true to yourself. I definitely can see that. And however that will cross over, because, you know, marketing and film is hand in hand. So you just never know.
You never know.
You never know. But it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to meeting you. And any last words you want to leave out there to the world of any inspiration to women or people or in general?
Yeah, no, I think I've said enough, but I just greatly appreciate this opportunity. I appreciate that you're giving people a platform to hear other stories, hear other perspectives, and continue to learn and grow. So thank you for the work that you're doing. And I'll see you in Austin.
I'll see you in Austin. Until then, everyone, my name is Lacey Daniels, and this is Thriving in Multifamily Life, and we will chat soon. Bye now. Thank you for tuning in to Thriving in Multifamily, a visionary podcast. I hope our conversations have inspired you to act and achieve your career goals. Remember, the key to success is to continue learning and growing. And as always, stay visionary. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, and subscribe. Visit multifamilymedianetwork.com to learn more about our industry podcast, thought pieces, and sponsorship opportunities.